The HOA illegally sold my 1,500 acres of land, and this is how sold off their $10 million lakefront mansions. Stay tuned. This one hurts. This is the biggest story that nobody's talking about. A homeowner in Florida was recently found liable for $28.5 million because he did something that most homeowners would never do. He sold his neighbor's house. If that sounds weird to you, it's because it is. You coup and just sell your neighbor's home unless you own the home and you have the title to it. But here's what happened to him. The homeowner lived in a community called Bella Collina. It's an exclusive gated community in the Orlando area known for its luxury homes and country club. The homes there are some of the nicest in Central Florida, with prices ranging from $7 to $15 million. But the community also has some of the strictest rules that you will ever find in any homeowner association. In fact, before buying a home there, you must first get approval from the board of directors. If they don't like you, they can say no. You can't buy the house. They also have a really aggressive code enforcement team. If your grass is too tall, or your bushes are too wild, or your palm trees are growing into the road, they will send you a letter and you will have 10 days to fix it, or you will be fined. Now, the HOA fees are insane. They are among the highest in the state. For the privilege of living there, you got to pay them $3,500 every single month. And if you don't pay them on time, they will start sending you letters and emails and making phone calls until you pay up. But the real problem happens when you go to sell your house. To put it bluntly, the Homeowners Association makes it impossible for anyone to sell their house there. They arbitrarily reject buyers, delay transactions for months or even years, and they make people pay huge fines when they want to sell. Now, our story begins in 2017. Our homeowner bought his dream house in Bella Collina for $6.2 million. Now, according to the deed, the property had 3.47 acres of land. But what the homeowner didn't know is that the HOA claimed the majority of that land, about 1,500 acres. He said they owned it and that they leased it to him. He thought he owned all 3.47 acres. He wanted to build his dream house on it, but he needed permission from the HOA to do so. So he went to them and asked them if he could build a house on his property. They said yes, but not without making some major conditions. They gave him two options. One, he could either build his dream house where the original house stood, or two, he could tear down the old house and build a new house anywhere else on his 3.47 acres. In either scenario, he would have to use their builder. He agreed because he just wanted to build his dream house. The HOA told him to sign a series of complicated documents, but they refused to let him review them. They said they would hold on to them and that he didn't need to read them. He trusted them, so he signed them anyway. It took over 2 years for the homeowner to finally build his dream house. Throughout the process, the HOA sent him letter after letter, email after email, demanding that he pay thousands of dollars in fines. At first, he wasn't sure why he had to pay them. They said it was to cover landscaping costs, but they wouldn't give him a receipt or itemized list of expenses. Later on, they changed their tune and started saying that he owed them $224,000 for impact fees. They made him pay that money, but still they would not give him a receipt or explanation. Then he found out that they were taking all that money and using it to build a giant lake on the 1,500 acres that they claimed they owned. You see, the documents that he signed 2 years prior gave them permission to take his money and use it to build the lake. After learning this, he tried to fight back. He demanded to know why they were using his money and why they hadn't given him a receipt for the payments. The HOA refused to answer and continued building the lake. At this point, the homeowner was furious. He consulted an attorney and then filed a lawsuit against the HOA. His attorney sent them a cease and desist letter, demanding that they stop construction immediately. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. The president of the HOA responded by calling the homeowner racist names and telling him that he was unwelcome in the community. When the homeowner heard this, he was livid. He went straight to the bank and got a loan for $20 million. He used that money to purchase all the neighboring houses, 10 of them, and he began remodeling them. Then he sold each house for $1.2 million to people who weren't part of the HOA. Those 10 houses. The loan brought him about $12 million. In addition, he was able to sell off the 1,500 acres for another $7 million. That's a total of $19 million that he made from those sales. The HOA was furious. They demanded that he pay them $28.5 million for breaching his contract. They said he never had the right to sell their houses or their land. He said, "If you think I owe you $28.5 million, try suing me." They did, and they lost. In a 3-1 decision, the judges ruled that the homeowner had no legal obligation to the HOA and that he was justified in selling off their assets. In fact, the judge said that he was actually doing the HOA a favor by getting rid of them because they were violating the rights of their homeowners. That being said, the homeowner isn't out of the woods yet. The HOA is appealing this decision, and they have vowed to take it all the way to the Supreme Court if they have to. If they win, then he will have to pay them the full $28.5 million. Now, do you think he should have to pay them? Comment below. As for me, I think the HOA was completely in the wrong here. If you read the fine print, you will see that they were giving themselves the power to take people's houses away from them. In other words, they were giving themselves the power to condemn people's homes whenever they wanted to. That is illegal. But the homeowner had no idea because the HOA wouldn't let him read the documents. What I love about this story is that the homeowner stood up to the HOA and fought back. Too many people are afraid to stand up to these big corporations. They let them walk all over them. They let them steal their money, and they let them bully them. But this homeowner didn't take it anymore. He decided to fight back, and he won. It just goes to show you that the little guy can win against the big guy. You just have to be willing to stand up for yourself. Now please don't go anywhere because I have another video that I think you'll really like. It's about a woman who ordered a dress online. She hated it, so she returned it without opening it. The company refused to give her money back. She sued them, and this is what the court said. You're not going to believe this.